It's just like there's just so much you can do. And the power actually comes from the integrations and the memory and the skills, and just amazing. It's like you have someone that actually does the work for you, and then you just tell them, share some connections with them, like just your products you use, and then tell them instructions, and then they do it for you. But this time it's an AI agent.
Hi, my name is Demetri Panici, and I'm a content creator, agency owner, and AI enthusiast. You're listening to the AI Agents podcast, brought to you by Jotform, and featuring our very own CEO and founder, Aytekin. This is the show where artificial intelligence meets innovation, productivity, and the tools shaping the future of work. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the AI Agents podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT Workspace Agent, a new thing that ChatGPT has recently released. It's cloud-hosted agents inside your ChatGPT and are a big upgrade from what custom GPTs were before. How are you doing today, Aytekin?
Hey, Dimitri, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, I've been busy. We are very busy at Jotform building all these AI tools like every day. And right, we are building all these like workspace features. Uh, ChatGPT came out with this workspace agents feature, and it's like I think it's really good. It's really buggy. Like when I tried, like there are a lot of buggy things, but it's also really good. Like the potential is there, like to be able to do so much. Uh, Especially like if you want to, like if you are doing something every day, every hour, like it's just so easy to automate that work with the ChatGPT Workspace agents, and that's why we wanted to cover that today. And yeah, go ahead, start.
Totally. All right, I'll kick things off by just kind of
Yeah.
showcasing what they've given to us as an example of um, good video to kind of kick things off as to what it is, and they're kind of opening one page. Here it is. Give me a sec. Yeah, so this is basically something that I think has probably been in the works for a while. It's cloud side agents that can actually like do things and interact with things and use different MCP connectors and whatnot. Where we were kind of alluding to this a while ago with MCPs, how there's just going to be so much of a difference in connectability. Whereas now, or so in the beginning, it was very active. You had to like kind of chat with stuff and interact with the MCPs, but now it's a little bit more um, active on its own. It's powered by Codex, which is one of the big things that ChatGPT has recently improved on. And they can take on a lot of tasks that people already do for work, as you saw, different things like preparing reports to responding to messages, writing code, and they all run in the cloud. So there are a lot of really good examples Attikin's got here, but some interesting examples you could think of would be software reviewer, product feedback router, weekly metrics reporter, lead outreach agent, third party risk manager, and much more. So, you'll see a lot of the examples that people um, use. It's just basically what you do for your daily tasks that you don't want to end up doing. I mean, anyone who's ever put together a weekly report, a lot goes into what makes a weekly report, but practically an AI can do that report very easily for you. I think what's interesting to me about this is they only actually released it to their like kind of business plan, whereas I even pay for ChatGPT Pro, which is a personal thing, and I don't have access to it. So it's definitely like more of a team-based thing, and it's very interesting to see them release this because there have been some other products that have come out recently, which I can compare and contrast in a little bit. But I did want to first just state how does this different than what the product was prior with custom GPTs. So like custom GPTs, it couldn't run when you were logged off. There was no scheduled capabilities. You couldn't interact with Slack, which is a big one. There was limited code execution with Codex. There was no multi-step workflows with memory. There was no approval gates on writes. There was no shared with workspace capabilities, and the skills standards were a lot worse. Across the board, it's a big improvement from when custom GPTs were.
I think what makes this so powerful is three things. The first one is integrations, right?
Mhm.
Uh, ChatGPT added these App Store recently, and there's just like so many great apps there. Like Gmail is there, Google Drive is there, Slack is there, like Jotform is there as well, right? Like you have all these great products that are ready to integrate with. Like ChatGPT can now, like the agents can now use these products, right? That's the first one, the integrations or the apps, whatever you want to call them. The second one is these skills. You can actually create skills now, and skills are like kind of like bunch of files, basically. Like you just every time, like let's say you do something every day, right? Whatever you do, if you just describe what you do, and then if you try to get the ChatGPT to do it, and if you see that it makes a mistakes, and then you update that file, and even like ChatGPT can actually update those files as well. Like you are creating a skill. Skill is not like something magical. It's just a file, or it's like combinations of files, right? Three files or five files that describe your workflow or whatever. So you have the integrations, you have the skills, and the third one is the memory. It can actually remember stuff. uh, you can give it a list or database like a spreadsheet or something. Like it will remember all the things from the past, so it will use that information. So, and combination of these three things makes it so powerful. And everyone is talking about how like it's SaaS is over, but I feel like this is just making SaaS so much more powerful, because now you can easily, like, it's like someone is using your, going to your Gmail, your Google Drive, your Slack. Obviously that someone is like, ChatGPT, so you can, it's not some person that you don't know. It's, you can trust. And that AI is basically doing the task for you. And now you're basically, when you give access to your calendar or your, Slack, now it's able to, like, send you a Slack message, or like, put things on your calendar, right? It's just able to do the work for you. And that's what makes this so much powerful. And what's great about this is it's actually running on the cloud, which means basically, like, you can say, okay, hey, I created this agent. It should run every hour. And if you shut down your computer, it's still gonna run every hour. It's because it's just, running somewhere else, on like ChatGPT server. So you don't have to, keep your computer open. So that's also makes this so much powerful. And yeah, we have great examples. But do we want to compare it to Claude's
Yeah, for sure.
managed agents?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. There's another product that Claude recently released called,
Yeah.
which is very similar to the one. This is their video of what they have here.
Claude Managed Agents is a suite of APIs for building and deploying agents at scale. You define agents with specific tools, personas, and capabilities. You configure sandbox environments with the right packages and network controls. You fire off sessions from your own application, and then Claude does the work inside an isolated container with full file system access, bash execution, and web search. I have right here a Kanban board sitting on top of managed agents. I drag one over to the in progress, and then that fires off a session automatically. Now, the ticket says optimize website performance. So my backend creates a session. It points to an environment that I configured with Lighthouse and Puppeteer pre-installed and mounts my GitHub repo into that container. Claude has the code base, but
It's definitely not made for normal people.
No, it's a
The
little bit more
demo,
advanced. A little bit more
the demo is
advanced.
talking about Lighthouse and Puppeteer. It's made for
Yeah, it's a
developers.
little bit more
Yeah,
advanced.
but the ChatGPT Workspace agents are definitely made for normal people. There is no like technical jargon like this. Yeah,
No,
I think that's the
I
main difference.
it's
Like,
it's a little bit
yeah.
more. It's a little bit more advanced. Everything seems to be a little bit more like developer oriented with Claude versus ChatGPT.
And my examples are also like for normal people, not for technical people. Should I go ahead with my demo?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Let's see. Here I am. So here we are. I'm on ChatGPT, right? It says developer mode, but I guess I enabled some stuff. But here's the thing: the agents are not available on like regular ChatGPT. You have to have like a business account, education account, or enterprise account. And here I'm showing from our enterprise Jotform enterprise account. So like I mean, if you think about it, you are either a business to use these kind of automations. My guess is you're a business, and like you can get like two-person business account, and it's still cheaper than like this max plan or something. So it's not that unreachable, but it's like a little bit more expensive compared to the like regular ChatGPT or the free ChatGPT. But anyways, so it starts showing these agents here now. So basically, I'm gonna create like two examples. I already created these examples because it takes a long time. So I create them, but I will show how it creates as well. So let's start with the Jot for like the uptime minute monitor account. Let's say you're a small business, you have a website, but you want to make sure that if your website goes down, you are aware of it. So create an uptime monitor agent that checks a list of URLs every hour and email me if there any of the pages are down. So basically, this will notify you if your website is down, and you want to make sure that it's always up. So basically, it's very similar to like new chat, and then you just type it here. And so did I write it on chat? I think I need to write it on the okay on the agent. I need to create it as an agent. Okay, sorry about that. Let me start from the agent part. Create an agent. Okay. So I basically here I click on this plus sign. So this is the agents page. Basically you can pick from these templates. There are like templates here, and the agents you built, they're listed here. Or also in your business or like your organization, if other people share their agents, you can actually reuse them, you can duplicate them. For example, this uptime monitor agent I just created today, someone else can actually because I shared with whole Jotform, some other employee in Jotform can actually use this agent to track some other URL. So I'm just going to create a new agent here. Let's click on create agent. So the create agent say like this stuff is really cool. The icon, the eyes are always same. And I'm just going to type it here. Right, create an uptime monitor agent that checks a list of URLs every hour and email me if any of these pages are down. Okay, that looks good. So I'm gonna submit this, and basically it's gonna start like so. They have this agent builder, but you don't have to use the agent builder directly. basically you have this like ChatGPT builder that actually builds the agent for you. But once you build this agent, you can actually go to the like the agent builder page, and then you can customize it manually. It's very similar to how we do at Jotform. Like when you need to create a form, you just tell Jotform AI like what kind of form you want, and it creates it for you. But once it's created, you can always use the form builder to edit it manually. It's very similar to that process. So it's saying I'm checking whether the available app can support emails. Okay, it says this agent will check list of URLs. It uses Gmail. Run every hour in ChatGPT. Okay, and check website uptime, detect outages, email incident alerts. Looks good. I like everything. I'll just say start building, and it will start building the agent. So here's the cool part. It's building the agent inside the agent builder. So this is the chat part and this is the agent builder. And now this is kind of similar to Atlas. Basically, the agent ChatGPT is actually building the agent for me, and I can actually see how it's making changes. For example, here you see there's no instructions here, but it will come here and put instructions as well. So it will just do this thing to create the agent for me, and I love this. This it's following
Yeah,
where the cursor is.
AI making the agents for us. We don't even need to. We just tell it the
Yes,
ideas, and
AI is creating the AI agent for us. And we can see the reasoning here. Write an agent instructions. So it's going to write the instructions here for URL monitoring and email alerts. Set the ChatGPT description. Add the hourly schedule for it. Okay. Did you see that? There was no instructions. And now it's actually putting these instruction here. And while it's working, I think I can also edit this, right? I can put stuff like, update it myself as well, all right? So both the AI and I can actually work on it at the same time. Looks like it's almost finished. I still need the URL list. Okay, it needs the URL to check if it's up. So I'm gonna give the URL, and this is the URL. So I'm giving it the URL. And basically it's just going to add this to the URL. So I was mentioned that there are like three things that important things that the agents have. The first one is integrations. It integrates with ChatGPT apps like Gmail, Slack, Jotform, whatever you want to use. And the skills are basically files that describe, similar to these instructions, describe how to, and they're reusable, right? If you create a skill, let's say you create like a writing skill, SEO skill, or like how to respond to customer skill. And once you create that document, you can actually use it on all of your agents, or whatever you are building with AI, you can reuse them. And usually these skills are can be transferred from like Claude to ChatGPT to Gemini. Like you can actually reuse them as well. So basically, it looks like, so the schedule is here. It also updated here. It added this schedule every hour. ChatGPT check this URL uptime. Let's take a look at this hourly schedule. Run every hour. Channel ChatGPT and the instructions. Check this URL. Appears if it's a very down report. So I can also manually edit whatever it is doing. So this is amazing. Like they didn't just build an agent builder, but they also build an agent that builds the agents. So that's pretty cool stuff. And agent is ready. Try and chat. Let's try it. So basically, and it was pretty fast, so I don't have to show the one that I already did previously. Uh, yeah, check if it is up. Summon an agent. Activating computer. So because these are kind of running on the cloud,
uh
uh, they're not running on this computer. It needs to activate something every hour, I guess. Making a plan. So let me show you the one I created previously. I need to URL check example. Oh, every time. I guess it didn't write it in the memory. Okay, I will give it, but I will show the one that I did previously. Uh, this is this is the one I made, and then like we can actually see like analytics when it runs. We can actually see it. Okay, this one I created actually. It run like multiple times so far. Run on ChatGPT. Like some of them I run manually, some of them run on schedule, and like I can actually see when this one run on schedule. Let's see if I can click on this and see it, but I can actually see it somewhere else. I should be able to also see it on like there was a place where I could actually see the runs, not this one. I guess I'm also learning this. But there is a way to actually see the output of those runs. Analytics. Okay, I couldn't find it. Uh, okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, it checks jotform.com. It appears up. I was able to load the homepage. It says so. That's good. Let's see. I can basically I can go back here and I can see the activity and I can click on this. Okay, this is where I can see the previous runs. So basically, if I go to the agent page and if I go to like activity, and I can do this for the one that I already created as well. I can go to the activity and then I can actually see what happened here. So that one was one agent I created. The second agent I'm going to create, it's going to be basically uh, create an agent. Basically, I'm going to create it here, build an agent. Create an agent that checks for Google Docs file every day and reports any changes by email to like my demo email address. I put it here. Let's see. I need the Gmail integration to be able to send emails. I also need Google Docs integration to check the file or just provided the URL is usually enough. So while this is working, I'm going to show the one that I already created. Okay, here we can see the one I created before, and basically it's in the integrations. I added Google Drive and Gmail integration, and then it has the memory. So I provided this Google Docs file. So this is my Google Docs file. This is the first version, and I will add something here. Let's see if it will be able to catch. This is the second version. Let's see if it will be able to catch this new edition here. Okay, I'm going to go back here and run it. Okay, let's run it and see if it's going to be able to catch it. Um, I wonder if it will work because I didn't run it before, so maybe it doesn't have the second version. But what I'm going to do is I will just do the third version. Run it now. Bring an agent online. Booting up computer. So one thing is this is going to use credits, I guess. I think they were free until like yesterday, so it's this one is probably charging us credits. But I doubt that it's very expensive. But yeah, you want to be mindful of like if you just run it too many times, it might cost a lot. I'm keying off the document check now. Load in the monitor. Read the current docs file snapshot. Send the baseline. Change email if needed. Let's see if it will be able to catch the changes. Okay, because there was no previous version, it didn't. Okay. It's gonna send an email now. It asked for approved probably because it was the first time. Monitoring started. The test Google Docs file. Okay, so it's gonna send me this email here. Slide page to creating files, saving memory changes. The baseline is saved locally. So it put like you saw that memory section, right? There was this memory section on the app, right? Right, memory. It's actually saving it here once it runs it. So title, the test Google Docs file, content. Okay. So okay, let's take a look at if I received an email. Monitoring started. My test Google Docs file. Monitoring has started for Google Docs file. No prior saved versions. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this file. The third version. And then I'm going to run it again. Was it here? Okay. Run again. Let's see if it's going to discover the changes and report it to me. So as you can see, this is like the agent. Basically, it's showing the agent here. So I can always disable the agent by clicking on here. So basically, this is a new UI that shows you if you are talking to an agent, not just ChatGPT. Planning, monitoring, Google Doc, compare to previous version. Always approve it for this chat, approve. So I guess if you create an agent, you wanna first run it a few times yourself, perfect it, and once it's ready, you can go ahead and run it hourly or daily, whatever you prefer. Changes detected. Okay, that's great. Okay, it's gonna send me an email. Let's take a look at if it sent me an email. Where's my Gmail? Okay, did I close it? Okay, here. So let's take a look if there's a new email. Refresh. Okay, all right. Changes detected. Edit third version. It even like it was able to discover what changes what was made. So this is very useful. Let's say you shared a Google Docs file with someone, and if if you want to be triggered whenever someone makes a change. I think Google Drive already has this feature, but this is just an example. And you can receive an email. You can send it to Slack. I was just working on the Slack integration. I had some problems, so I'm not going to be able to show that demo. But basically, this is amazing. Like, just you can do so much with this.
I would just say, yeah, no, I think it's interesting because ChatGPT and a lot of these new platforms, it went from you having to really put a lot of work into prompting and making these different agents that would then have to be manually worked with. Whereas now it's literally gotten to the point to where you can tell it, hey, I want it to do something, and then it can do the research on what it means to do that well, and then do it for you. We're really working in a totally different landscape than we 5, 6 months ago.
It's amazing. It's just like there's just so much you can do, and the power actually comes from the integrations and the memory and the skills, and just amazing. It's like you have someone that actually does the work for you, and then you just tell them share some uh, some connections with them, like just your products you use, and then tell them instructions, and then they do it for you. uh, but this time it's an AI agent, and you could do this 6 months ago, you could do this 1 year ago, but you could only do this with either Claude Code or like Cursor or something like that, right? You had to write code, you had to like vibe code it. But today, like, you don't have to vibe code it. Like, you can just any normal person, they can just go like get a business account, education account, and then just start building this kind of stuff. Yeah, amazing.
I'm curious, by the way, just for what you're doing with Jotform. what is kind of the long-term vision that you see for different AI agents and how you're trying to implement stuff like this, I guess, in what you're doing with Jotform agents? And I know maybe it's different, or just how does it give you inspiration for what to do to improve our own AI suite?
Yeah. So these days, we are working on, like, for example, Jotform's own workflow features, and we have very similar features. So the question is, like, this one already has like so much. Even Jotform integration, it can do many things. Um, I think the main difference is, like, I think it's about really nailing down things right. So if you can actually build all the stuff that we are building with Jotform AI, but like you have to like spend a lot of time here try to get things right. But we usually provide these, like, already optimized features and products, as opposed to, like, building them from building them you know building like this, like, so I think that's the main difference. The other thing is, like, it's just like you have to learn this stuff, right? You also have to have like a ChatGPT business account, which in Jotform, like, you don't actually need that. You know, Even with Jotform free account, you have all these features. There are some limits, but basically all these features are available. Like, we don't even ask for like API keys or ChatGPT Connect or anything like that. You can use all these AI features. They are just coming with Jotform, already optimized, like opinionated, like correctly executed. So I think that's the main difference. uh, but these are amazing, right? So this is just inspiration for us, like just being able to do all these things within our own product is, that could be like really exciting. So yeah, definitely, it's I think there's just like there's this worry that like SaaS products like Jotform, right, or other products, you can actually build like these products within using, like, codecs or cloud code, or like build agents that can also do the same things. And if you have a very simple product, maybe you can. but but the difference is, like, products, like established products, they already, they have been building these products for a long time, and we made all the mistakes, right? And when you try to build, if you try to build your own SaaS, you're gonna make the same mistakes, and it might actually cost you even more to try to host this, like, right, like, run this every hour, you know like just doing so many things yourself. So I think there is there is a balance here, right? If you want to do like stuff that's been really sold by SaaS products, I think it's better to cheaper, easier, stable, less buggy, more secure, to let the managed products like SaaS products to handle those things for you. But if you are building, like, if you're integrating all these SaaS products to each other, if you are building all these workflows, all these custom workflows, then use products like ChatGPT, like ChatGPT agents. What was this called? ChatGPT
Workspace agents.
workspace agents. Yeah, yes, workspace agents, to kind of like duct tape them together, like build these things together. And I think it's like just you became so much more product, right. In the past, you had products like Zapier, Make, right, Anytime, things like that, that can actually like manually integrate them to each other. But now these products are actually much more flexible, much more powerful, smarter, to kind of do the work between these products, right? Let the QuickBooks handle the really, like, you don't want to learn accounting, like you don't want to learn the laws of accounting, and like just mess with taxes and stuff like that. Let QuickBooks handle that, right? And you want to let Jotform handle your emails, right? Because we send 10 million emails every day. We know how to send emails, right? and just don't put don't lose emails in spam, things like that, right? Like you want to make sure your forms are stable. They have like the uptime, like almost 100% uptime, things like that, right? And secure forms, right? You want to have Jotform handle your forms, or like those form emails that come from forms, or like your the data. Or if you're like a healthcare company, like the HIPAA, you can sign a BAA with Jotform, things like that, right? So you want to make sure that like you're not messing with those things, right? You want to make sure. But when you're integrating with QuickBooks and Jotform, right? If you don't have integration with QuickBooks, I believe we have integration, by the way. But if you didn't have an integration, you could just go to ChatGPT agents, like workspace agents, and then build that integration. Now you can actually build the whole workflow and duct tape them together with AI, and just automate your work. And automating your work will save you so much time that you can put that time into making things better. Save that time to work on important things, as opposed to like repetitive tasks.
That. All right. Well, I think just kind of closing things out here, I just say thanks for the insight. Thanks for the showcase. Sorry, my things I don't have the business edition, but I really appreciate you holding down the fort and showing things. And let's keep covering cool stuff.
Yeah. See you the next time.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.